Is the media responsible for the moral degradation of teenagers? Pause there and keep this in mind for a moment. Hey there, my name is Josnon and this is my persuasive speech. Often we hear the parable time is gold. Every second is precious in human life. 10 minutes is a very short time. Believe it or not, there's 10 minutes you who heard my speech were able to save millions of teenagers out there. How many of you have seen teenagers follow trends that are not ethical on social media? And did you know how to differentiate whether a trend was a good thing or not? Think for a moment. Is following such a trend beneficial or just a waste of time? The need to know how to use social media wisely is very important, whether it provides an opportunity to improve the lives of individuals who are at the end of the line of hope or give the individual a terrible downfall. I will start by telling you about whether social media is responsible for the moral degradation of teenagers. My answer is yes. Over the past year, the use of social media has increased to a rate where it has become an obsession with today's society, especially teenagers. For example, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and WhatsApp. This kind of apps is very easy to use because you only need to name it and after that you can log in and done. With one click, it has become a part of our lives. Social networking is now a problem because it has led to anxiety, depression, and decreased self-esteem among teenagers. Social media networks bring everyone into a world full of superficial relationships, full of false stereotypes that tell us that we occupy impossible things to be happy. This causes teenagers to be distracted and lose grades to lead a normal lives. For example, in a case reported in June newspaper last year, a fourth-form female student at a school in Johor attempted suicide after being unable to be the victim of bullying her Facebook contact who wanted to spread pornographic picture of her on social media. In Malaysia also, a total of 389 cyberbullying cases was reported by internet users through the Cyber 999 Health Center during 2014, an increase of 55.6% compared to 250 cases in 2012. This proves that social media abuse can indeed damage a teenager's thinking power. Sometimes teenagers are nervous if they are not see notification from social network. They are depressed if they do not have enough followers, do not receive any message, or if they do not get enough likes on their posts. Since the creation of the internet, access to social sites and informative research has become much easier for adolescents, this has indirectly increased a teenagers' dependence on social media. This negative effect is potential for everyone, but the adolescent phase is the most vulnerable phase in a person's life. Adolescence is a phase in which a person trusts their peers more than their parents or teacher. It has the potential of cause a lot of problems in teens, as the use of social media makes teens split in real-life interaction. Another concern of social media use is causing a teenager's depression. This stems from destructive comments, which are often seen on social networks. Dr. Muhammad, who also Deputy Vice Chancellor of National Defense University UPNM, said the use of social media or gadgets that are excessive or over the limit has caused problems in the lives of teenagers. I'm sure you can see that social media is indeed responsible for the moral fallout among today's teens. Therefore, we should play a role in helping them. But you might ask, how can you help teenagers overcome this problem? So, let me tell you. So, the first one is, parents should be always concerned about the child behavior. For example, parents can always instruct their child about limit of social media use and the association of friends. This will make child more aware of the situation. Teenagers can introduce their friends to both parents. This is a good practice as it can help prevent the malice of the friends. If the acquaintance of the child recognize the parents and even vice versa, they will think long before doing something undesirable. In addition, teachers should also work with parents to ensure that each pupil is always in control and focused in the classroom. Advising and teaching students to use social media wisely will accustom students to be more sensitive and cautious. In addition, children who already have awareness of knowledge using social media can give guidance to other friends. This action will save many teenagers from becoming predators or victims of social media crime. You can see that the role of many parties is needed to help teens not to get caught up with these unhealthy symptoms. Now, let's take a look at what might happen if you choose to help teens with social media problems and what might happen if you choose not to help. The impact if we choose to help the teens is our country will have a successful younger generation in the future. Individuals who help will give teenagers the opportunity to improve themselves and change their future. The awareness for many will help save the lives of the future here of the country. For example, parents are responsible for always remembering and advising teens to always think rationally before posting or sharing information on social media. In addition, other social media users can also share their life's experience of the effect of not being careful while using social media properly. This will indirectly serve as a lesson for other young people to always be cautious and act smart when using social media. If rational action is not taken, then the social problems among adolescents will increase. The fall of your moral will cause the country to be insecure and the image of the country is affected. This is because if other countries see the immoral behavior of teenagers in our country, they will undiscriminate the ineffective management of the education system. Our country will be considered weak and indirectly tourist activity will be affected because tourists are afraid to come to our country due to the growing social problem. Now, you already know why social media is so important and is one of the causes of the moral collapse of teenagers. As you can see, social media is becoming one of the causes of moral downfall of teenagers. Therefore, helping those who are stuck is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. Parents play a role by caring about children's attitude and behavior. Meanwhile, teachers should also work with parents to keep each student under control and focus. So now, imagine if you could help teens free from this unhealthy social media influencer, and after that, you realizing that they are turning into successful people. You will find satisfaction and comfort because you have given new hope for someone to move on. Teenagers are like to white clothes that are not patterned, and the parents are needed to color the lives of the teenagers with constructive educations. If not now, then when? If not us, who else we expect? Therefore, awareness from many quarters is needed to produce a moral and successful teenagers in life. My name is Derolin Josnon. Thank you for listening.